Hi. I'm always fascinated by the power of the human will and the ability that a person has to overcome great odds and accomplish great things. Hi, I'm Laurie Langdon. I'm a realtor with Home and Property Real Estate. Just want to share a little story today that kind of illustrates the power of the human will. I remember when I was about 10 years old. We lived in a rural community in Newfoundland, and back in that day there wasn't a lot of access to public transit and big highways and stuff like that. So a lot of our activities centered around the coast, and all the goods that we had we needed were brought usually by a ship that came in 2-3 times a week. My story is around the time I was 10 years old that I really wanted a bike. I had an old rickety one that was smashed up, no brakes on it, so it was pretty dangerous. And I really wanted a bike, and I knew that my parents couldn't afford a bike. So here's me, 10 years old. I was so determined in my spirit. I said, well, I want a bike. My parents can't afford it. I'm going to get a bike. So I had, there was a recycler in town that recycled copper and lead and a whole bunch of stuff. And so I went around to all the construction sites. I collected copper wire. I collected copper pipe scrap, anything. Even old car radiators. There's a lot of copper in those old radiators. And I collected pop bottles, I collected beer bottles, I did odd jobs, I did whatever. And finally I got enough in the bank. I think my parents might have thrown in a little bit of cash, but I got enough in the bank where I sat down and again, everything was mail order. I filled out the order. I think it was, I don't know if it was Western Tire or Canadian Tire or something. Everything was mail order and came in on the boat. So I filled that out and sent it off in the mail, and every time I heard the whistle of the boat coming in the harbor, or the horn, I'd run down to the wharf, and day after day I'd go down looking for my bike that was supposed to come in. Week after week I did this, and until finally I went down and I saw this box on the wharf, and it was about this wide, and the handlebar sticking outside. I said, there's my box. So I ran up to check the name, Laurie Langdon, my address, the whole thing. And I was totally excited. So I lugged it. I wasn't very old, so I lugged it back to the house, got it all pulled apart, and got it all assembled, and I had the time of my life that summer. I'll never forget that. And then this is just an illustration of the power of the human will. If I can, anyone can do it as a 10-year-old. I mean, that's carried through life. The audacity, the tenacity, you can use all the words you want. But the ability to accomplish things that you would never imagine if given enough motivation. So I got my new bike. I had the summer of my life. Hey, you guys have a great day.